Hello doctors on factmedicine.com. I'm Dr. Hasham, a physician who is licensed to practice in Egypt and the United Kingdom. Today, I'm going to discuss with you my MRCP Part 2 experience. After passing MRCP Part 1 and PLAB Part 2, I felt so exhausted. I was confused. Should I book MRCP Part 2 now or take a rest? I decided to book the exam and deal with it the same way as Part 1, just a bonus exam, and I really like this way. There is a huge overlap between the content of Part 1 and Part 2, so I started preparation just 1 month before the exam, and I gave extra attention in Part 2 for images including ECG, X-ray, CT, MRI, and dermatology images. I used mainly Pastest question bank. The questions in Pastest are very similar to the exam. With nearly 3,000 questions, they cover everything. However, you may need to check specific topics from additional resources. I used First Aid for USMLE Step 1 and Passmedicine textbook, which is a collection of all explanations. I started by answering 3 past papers to adjust my plan according to the exam. Then I used the same plan as Part 1. I started by answering 30% of each chapter. Then after finishing 30% of all chapters, I started to answer the remaining 70%. It was really tough to finish all the questions in just 1 month, but fortunately I finished them 2 days before the exam, and my average score was around 73%. If you have plenty of time, you may repeat Pastest again or answer Passmedicine, but Pastest once was more than enough for me. The day before the exam, I tried to read all short notes that I wrote while studying, and it was a good idea to refresh my mind. But the most important thing in the day before the exam is to relax and to keep in mind it is just an exam that you can repeat multiple times if you want, and the score is not important, so stay calm. The exam was tough. I thought I'm going to fail it. But this is a completely normal feeling and everybody feels that, so don't worry about this feeling during the exam and fight for each question separately. You need to answer around 60% of the questions correctly and sometimes less. So don't lose the hope and never give up. As you know, the exam consists of 2 papers. Each paper is 3 hours in duration and contains 100 MCQs with a break in between. Time management is crucial in Part 2 as the questions are really long. I finished the last question in the last minute, so if you don't know the answer, don't waste your time, exclude the wrong answers and choose the answer that makes sense for you and go on. Same tip as Part 1. Please, 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 don't do any kind of revision in the break. It's a waste of time and efforts, and if you find just a few mistakes you will feel like I failed it. Relax and motivate yourself for the second paper, as the second paper is 50% of the exam. In both parts, the second paper was much harder for me, and you may feel a bit exhausted, so you really need every minute of relaxation in the break. Good luck everybody. If you have any questions, please share it in the comments section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.